We got the plate cover off, and this bolt comes off. 1, 2, and then we got a third one here. Okay, check this baby out. Look at this. That must be giving a good spark in there. Never seen anything like that. All right, what can we do? So they made a special mechanism here. This little guy, they put these on. Not a bad idea. Okay, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Okay, so we got 3 nuts out from right here. I don't know what that is. Anyways, everything is from the top. Okay, so we're gonna take off this guy, and this guy. Top shield should come off. We're gonna remove the sensor as well. So to take out the sensor, you're just gonna squeeze this guy and get this out of the housing, and then you need to squeeze the back tab here to remove the connector. We're gonna take out the sensor. We got the socket, and this is made by Snap-on. This is a 7x8, 22 millimeter. In other words, this sensor comes off. There you go. So whenever you got a catalytic converter, you want to change the downstream sensor, which this customer never changed. But he did put an AutoZone catalytic converter 5 times. So we're gonna take off this 12. I'm sorry, this is a 13 millimeter. This 13 millimeter is hot, so be careful. This is one. We're gonna just put it to the side. Okay, then we got bolts. We have to take off this little guy, this little guy. This might be a 12 millimeter. So this goes through the block, so you gotta be careful. You got 2 down there. So let's take 2 at a time. First, we're gonna take these off, and then we should be able to get the shield off, and then we'll work on the bottom 2. Okay, before we remove this, we need to take off that 1 bolt all the way down there. That's a bracket that's holding this catalytic converter. Because once we remove that, that might give us some trouble. So you could put any tool you like down there, but I got me a swivel 12 millimeter. And what we're gonna do here is, I'm gonna try to use my little drill here. There you go. The bracket is out, and the bracket is falling. So I'm guessing they didn't mount the bracket. Okay, yeah, they didn't mount the bracket. They definitely didn't mount the bracket. Okay, so this supposed to be a bolt going across. Anyways, next step, now we should be able to take our 12 millimeter here. So go easy on these bolts. Mine are loose because remember, they worked on these so many times, okay? And let's see. Okay, just go easy. You don't want to damage. You don't want to snap any of the bolts. So once this is loose and this is loose, this top plate will come off with it. Okay, now we're gonna take off this little guy with the electric. Okay, so made a mistake there. Not a mistake, but these are not the bolts that's holding the catalytic converter together. These are not the bolts. Okay. This is to the side. Stays there. I thought those was it, but these are the ones. Okay, so we're gonna throw some WD-40. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw some WD-40 on these. So things are easy on us. So these are 12 millimeters as well. So what we're gonna do here is I am gonna start from this end. Let's see if this baby wants to lose him. Yep, good job by me. This little guy comes loose. We got 2 more. So we're not done yet. That's my wrench. Okay, so I pre-loosened it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave the top two on. Let's take off the bottom two first. Okay, once this is open, you cannot drop nothing inside the block. So this is, I pre-loosened them, so just loosen them up, go easy, and keep the bolts in order. So our catalytic converter can come out. This is one. This is one. And this is number two. Number two. Okay, looking good so far. This is number three. Catalytic converter is super hot, so I'm gonna grab me a rag. Any good old dirty rag will do. You're gonna just simply lift this out. So it's 4 bolt, 3 in the bottom, 4 on the top, and this baby is out. We're gonna put the shield onto the new one. And there's our engine block. So customer got an original catalytic converter there. He also got me the seals. So we got this little guy here. We're gonna take off that later, but let's remove this little guy first. There's a seal here. It's gonna be bullshit to take this off. It's crunched in. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna use this black tart. This is good stuff. Your system will never ever leak again. Ever, ever, ever. No matter what. Okay. There it is. There you go. Let's put this to the side. And now time for us to replace this seal here. Go easy on it. Okay. There it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this seal, we're gonna put this baby on. So it wouldn't matter which way you put it, because this is just gonna get crunched in, and make sure everything aligns. Now it's time for us to replace the shield of that catalytic converter. Okay, so it's missing a bolt. I don't know why it's missing a bolt, so I'll see if I can find one and put it there. And we got 2 bolts here. Okay, so we're gonna take our 10mm here. 1, 2. 1, 2. So this baby goes on just like that. One, 2. Okay. 1, 2. If you're missing a bolt, put another one in so it doesn't rattle. So I'll figure that out later. Anyways, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take this little guy, make sure it sits in the housing there. Make sure it goes in properly, because if it doesn't go properly, you might not be able to get the 3 studs aligned, and the 3 studs should go in easily, and then you can lift the top, get the top in. What we're gonna do next is reverse procedure starts. This is 1, and this is 2. We got 2 more bolts. 1, and 2. This one is nice and cold, nothing for me to worry about. Cannot destroy anything there. anyways, what I want to do next is I'm gonna lock up these bolts. So to lock up these bolts, so 12 millimeter again. I'm gonna put the same letter guy back on. Okay, so what I want to do here is, you don't want your muffler exhaust system leaking, so make sure your seat is seated, your seal is seated properly, and go easy. Okay, go in order 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock them all up, and slowly. If you need to torque them. But anyways, here we are. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten all these 4 up, and then we'll continue. Okay, bolts are tight. Next step, remember this little guy. This little guy goes in this direction. We got 3 bolts. This long one travels right through here. Which gotta be wrong. Yup, that is a wrong bolt. And this little guy, and this little guy. If you try to jam this guy in it, it's gonna put a hole through your catalytic converter. You do not want to put this. Try to find a small little bolt. Okay. And this guy goes in. You're gonna lock it up. So 12 millimeter and a 12 millimeter. Very important. This shield is very important. Okay, we're missing this little guy. That's fine, but nothing else is necessary. So we're pretty much done here. We're gonna put the oxygen sensor right now. So the customer went and got original sensor 36531 5 Apple 2 Apple 01. That's the part number. This thing goes in simply just like that. Car has about 200 some thousand miles on it. He changed his catalytic converter 5 times, he said. So if you want to tighten this, no more than 32 foot-pounds. So again, we got the socket. We're gonna put the socket on, and we're gonna lock up the sensor. Bada bing, bada boom. And next step, make sure you do connect this sensor. If you don't connect it, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have check engine light as soon as you turn the key. This guy goes in. It's very noisy, that's why I'm not talking crazy today. And this guy goes in, and it should snap in. So we're missing a few things because the previous worker, so this is the wrong bolt. We're missing bolt on the bracket. Can't put the bracket in, but the bracket goes from here to there. So all we need to go is in the bottom. Okay, so to finish up the job in the bottom, you're gonna take the 3 good old nuts, and you're gonna install these, tighten them up, and I am gonna show you the sensor in the bottom that you should really look into changing anytime you change this catalytic converter. There's the sensor. That seems like the original sensor right there. That sensor has a big function. That's what it checks everything that comes through it, not the first one. Okay.